Hello, my dear friends around the world. This is Kai from Berlin. This will be my first fixing video in English. Sorry for maybe it's a bad English, but I'm trying my very best to do it. So, problem was we're talking about Tascam Porta 05 4-track recorder, which goes back to the 80s. And a friend of mine gave it to me because he couldn't do a playback anymore, and it was important for him because he wanted to save an old recording session. And so here we go. So the problem was, if you put a cassette in, you could do forward and rewinding as well. But if you try to press a play button, the cassette won't be moving, meaning you didn't have any transport from the tape on two positions. The first position is the capstan wheel, and that rubber wheel wasn't moving to bring the tape forward, and also the winding wheel didn't do the job as well. So, and if you had a closer look, the problem was, if you place the play button, the metal plate wasn't moving forward enough and stuck somewhere and couldn't reach his final position, which is important to connect those two transport wheels, that one and that one. And so I tried to get some help in the internet and finally found like one or two videos which been very helpful, because it's the same problem. The reason for that is you have a so-called head plate underneath the two heads, razor head and playback head, and underneath that you will find, I show you a picture, a spring. And the thing is, if that material, the plastic, the old plastic material here where I'm pointing on it, is too old, over the years you will find a crazy micro crack underneath, and that causes the spring to move out of its position, and you can't get any tension to press the whole head plate to its final position. Meaning that's the final position. You want to have the rubber wheel to the capstan, and you have the other wheel to connect to that, and it doesn't happen. The spring position, if everything is fine, is like over here. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah. The spring is supposed to press against that white little plastic guy, lever if you want. Let's see where it is. Yeah. So, and that's supposed to give an extra push to bring it into the final position. If it ain't working, it's stuck somewhere, and after like 2 seconds you get a click, and it springs back to its first position. So, sorry for stumbling around. The guy in the internet did a different way, because it's very, very hard, almost impossible to get the original replacing parts. There is a list on the service manual, but you can't get any replacement parts except for rubber wheels so far. What the guy did, he cracked some bridge rectifier and found some metal leg and screwed it on that, and used it like a lever to bring the spring back in the position where it's supposed to be. It doesn't working for me, so I found a much easier way to do it. I just took some rubber eraser part like this. It's very small, and just stuffed it in, and that's caused the lever to get enough pressure to get finally into the last position, and that's what we wanted to do. And what I now have is like put a cassette in. Hopefully it's working. We press the play button, and here we go. It's working fine so far. And we're talking about like almost zero for replacement parts, right? Of course, I changed the rubber wheels, the rubber belts, which is not very much on the list to pay. Here we go. Maybe it helps. I think there are plenty of people who have the same problem. So let me know if it's a solution for you. I think for the moment it's working, and it's not even expensive, right? I mean, it's a stupid rubber eraser, which has almost everybody around. Not even a reason to go outside and buy something. Okay, I'm very glad to put it together, and my friend can save his 80s recording session into the future. That's where we belong. Thank you very much for seeing this video. Let a comment for me. I hope you have a good time. Stay well. That's Kai from Berlin.